Hey, everybody, welcome to Love and Relo, the voice of the relocation industry. I am your host, Ben Cross, and I'm so blessed and honored to be here with my friend, Niamh Columb, the Director of Global Supplier Partnerships at Altair Global. How are you doing today, Niamh?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for having me, first of all.
Well, thanks for being here live in person, Global HQ in the studio.
It's nice. It wasn't far to drive at all. About 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, right around the. We'll have to do this again soon.
Sure will.
Hey, get in the comments here. We've got Niamh here. We're going to be talking about, supplier partnerships, what makes good partnerships, some of the initiatives that she's working on at Altair Global. I mean, I've heard about some of the ESG stuff you're doing. I really want to double click into that kind of stuff. Niamh, you've also just executed your own relocation here.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk a little bit about what happens when the relocator becomes the relocatee, because, comedy ensues. I'm sure your consultant was amazing, top notch, world class, but, something always goes wrong when it's your stuff, right? I always compare it to a tattoo artist drawing on their own arm.
Oh my gosh, yes, because you know exactly what you want.
Yes.
But then when you're trying to do it yourself, it's a complete different world.
Yeah, and I was like, ow, 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 no, stop, ow, and it's like,
oh my gosh.
I don't have any tattoos, but that's what I imagine it to be like. So get in the comments here, hit that like button. I want to hear from you out there. Tell us a little bit though. You relocated back to Dallas. We're happy to have you.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you
Welcome. But this wasn't your first stop here in Dallas. You've been here before, right?
I have, yes. I moved to Dallas in 2017. After graduating university, I decided I wanted to live somewhere else, try something new. So.
And where was university for you?
Liverpool in England.
Okay.
Yes.
You have a soccer club there.
We do, but that's not my team.
Oh.
Gosh, no.
Okay. Manchester. All right.
United all the way.
Okay.
So, yeah, my family lived just outside of Manchester. I went to university in Liverpool. 2017, decided to pack all my bags up and move over to Texas. And then more or less got here.
Texas, was it like a dart throw? Like what was it that?
It's a good question. Lots of people ask, why not New York? Why not California?
Right.
I actually had a family relative who was living in Dallas, my mom's cousin.
Okay.
So I just contacted him and said, could I come stay with you for a couple of weeks? We'd never formally met before.
You just showed up.
I love him. I know. We're very, very close now.
Americans are very welcoming, aren't we? Aren't we so nice? Yeah.
Yes, no, I think I terrified him, but it was all good. No, it was lovely. Got a great relationship with him and his husband. So
yeah,
that was lovely. So nice. More or less arrived and then got a job at Altair within the first kind of 6 weeks of being here and have been there
nice.
Since. Yeah.
And we got people checking in here. Get in the comments, hit that like button, put your questions for Niamh in here. We're going to be talking about our own personal relocation. She's doing supplier partnerships over at Altair Global. So we're going to talk about those, initiatives and what makes a great supplier over there. Everybody always wants to know how can I work with you? How does that work? Everybody wants to know that. So get in the comments if you got questions here. We got people checking in. How did you start though? Did you come in as the director of supplier partnerships?
No.
They didn't. Yeah.
No, I started, I think, in the best way to start in relocation. I started as an associate for a home sale consultant.
Okay.
And then I got promoted to a non-home sale consultant. Then I was a global consultant. So I was in operations for 4 years.
Okay.
And then transitioned to supplier partnerships 3 years ago.
All right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. We got people checking in here. You want to see who we got here?
Let's go for it.
Let's see who we got. Some familiar names here. We got Annie Ream checking in here. What's up, Annie? Appreciate you. Hit that like button. Get in the comments here. Charles Beatty, a local as well, says hi, Niamh and Ben.
Hello.
Yeah, Charles over there in Allen, near me. And whereabouts do you live in the Metroplex now?
Right now, I'm Richardson.
Richardson, yeah, we're neighbors.
Around the corner.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. Jill checking in. Jill also relocated to Dallas.
Yes.
Here. We love Jill. Hey, Jill. Jill's in there.
We're having a good catch about Love Island before we started.
Yeah.
So nice.
They love the Love Island around here.
And it's pretty addictive.
Oh my gosh. Put it in the comments. What is your favorite trash TV? Put it in the kind. I'm sorry, I'm going to go there. What is your favorite? We all have our guilty pleasures here.
Yes, yeah.
Favorite trash TV show? Put it in the comments. I'm really curious. Oh, and look at us. We are graced with the presence of Elizabeth Stewart.
Hey, Elizabeth.
We love Elizabeth Stewart here.
We do.
She's fantastic. Adrian Grimes checking in here. What's up, Adrian? Lucy checking in. Janet Turner checking in. Tila Gleason, what's up, Tila? Tila, I texted you today. You got to text me back. Farrell Elliott checking in from NorCal. As a supplier, I'm looking forward to this session. Look at that.
Excellent.
Cliff Bierman, very cool. Susie Chapman, looking forward to the session. What's up, Susie? Yeah, people checking in. Kimberly, very cool. Yeah, so I got a question. So moving from operations and the work of managing people's relocations into supplier partnerships, what is something that you kind of learned or kind of an aha moment or realized in that process?
I think it definitely helped having an operational background, because I think once you go into supply chain, it all kind of slots into place. I think if I'd started off in supplier partnerships, I might not have understood the relocating employees experience or the process from A to B. So I think that was really helpful. That was the biggest aha, is like, oh, okay, this is where all these moving pieces come together.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because there are a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of functional verticals in what we do.
Exactly, yeah.
How many different types of services do you manage?
It depends. I mean, we have a full department that has, they're dedicated to individual networks. Most recently, I have been dedicated to a certain client, and on that client would oversee anywhere from 3 to 6 networks, depending on the scope of what they've requested us to do, but kind of touching all things, which is nice. It keeps it interesting. Yeah,
I love it. We've got some people weighing in here with favorite trash TV.
Oh, let's go for it.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite, by the way?
I don't know. I say most recently I did binge watch Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. I watched that with my wife too.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, and then they're always disappointed when they meet the person too.
I know.
You're so in love, and then you see them, you're like, you said you look like so and so.
Oh my gosh, it takes some confidence for them to do it, I guess. So,
I guess something. It takes something. Ashley Jacobs, what's up, Ash? We love Ashley Jacobs.
We do.
She's awesome. Kevin Ryan, I'm not sure if this qualifies. That 70s show?
That's not trash of TV. That was great.
That's just called good TV.
Yeah, I would agree.
That's just quality television. Well, and now there's a new one of that. Is it the 90s show?
Yes, I've not seen it though. Is that any good?
I think it's good.
Okay.
Somebody let me know if it's good. I think it's good. Toronto's in the house here. Farrell Elliott says trash TV fave, of course, is the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and the OC.
Oh yes, yeah, I can see that.
I have a theory about some of this, by the way. Okay. I'm going to float it out there. I've never said this, okay, but I'm going to float it out there. The whole selling Sunset and selling all this stuff, and shows like the multimillionaire realtors who don't look like they're doing much, but are cashing big checks because they're selling these crazy properties, and they don't look super professional, if you will. I have a feeling that this is where this whole NAR lawsuit came from. That people are like, I'm paying 3% of $10 million to this joker right here. I'm paying $300,000 so this idiot can roll up to the club in a Lambo, get bottle service and a nose job for what?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now, we all know realtors make on average like $46,000 a year, sell 1.4 homes, and are decent, hardworking individuals.
Right.
But then you see these idiots on Netflix. Sorry if any of these idiots are watching. I just think that's what we're dealing with.
No, you're not wrong. I don't think you're wrong there.
I'll take not wrong. From a Brit, I will take not wrong. I think that's as good as it gets. Sammy's checking in saying MTV's The Challenge. Hit that like button. Let me know if I'm wrong, if I'm right, or I should just be quiet. Charles Beatty, $1 million listing. You know what I'm talking about. Jillian Guzda, Love Island. UK version only is the GOAT of reality TV. Why is the UK version different from the US version?
Well, I was speaking to Jill just before, and she was referencing that she feels that the US version is far too cheesy. But for some reason, they just pick cheesy characters, whereas I think the UK might be a little bit more, I don't know, we talk a bit straighter, I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right, straight talk.
Cuts to the chase, I don't know.
I like it. Cliff Bierman's giving Sammy a shout out here. What's up, y'all? Hit that like button, get these questions in here. I want to talk real quick, and we've got some really good top fives lined up. We've got some really good overrated, underrateds lined up. So get in the comments. We're going to get through some of the relo stuff. We got to pay the bills here. We're going to get through some of the relo stuff, and then we're going to get back to the fun stuff. But let me ask you, what have you been working on lately? What kind of stuffs and initiatives have you been working
Yeah, so there's two major ESG programs or initiatives that Supplier Partnerships is working on at Altair Global, mainly headed by our Vice President of Booth Management, Patrick Curie, myself, Jen Ehrenberg, who reports to me. We've been working on a sustainability initiative and a new supplier KPI program.
Okay.
So to give you a little more information about the sustainability initiative, we have partnered with 2 global forestries and Habitat for Humanity.
Forestries?
Yes.
Trees?
Trees.
Wow.
Yeah, planting trees.
So, because I mean, let's be honest, right? I mean, household goods. I was in household goods for a long time. We are some big offenders, from carbon footprint to the amount of cardboard that we're using in our business.
Yeah, exactly.
Creating. I mean, all of it. It's just all tree based.
Yes.
So, what are y'all doing about it?
We're trying to give back. We're trying to, make things a little bit more sustainable. So
I'm picturing Patrick Curie planting trees. Is this how it works?
Garden, actually, right now. He was going to tune in, but I believe he's planting trees.
Keep up the good work, Patrick. Thank you very much for your service. The Globe appreciates it. How does it really work? Because I mean, that's what, when I was over in the UK last couple of years, ESG and sustainability is very big, right?
Yes.
And they talk about. And now there's the backlash to it, right?
Right.
And they talk, well, is it really feasible? Does it really work? Is there greenwashing of things, right? If I pay $10 extra for my airline ticket, does it really make a difference? So what are we doing? How does this work with the forestry, and what are they doing to actually ensure that we're making a difference?
Yeah, well, the first thing that we did is we wanted to make sure that we're aligning with forestries that were reputable. So we went through the US Department of Agriculture. We also went through the United Nations Environmental Program, just to ensure that whoever we were reaching out to, that this is legitimate, it's something that we should be working with. So with that, not only are they planting trees, but they're also, reserving rainforest, they're reserving nature. So they're doing more than just planting trees, as we know that actually maintaining our current environment is actually probably a little bit more important.
Yeah.
But they are doing various projects across the board that isn't just planting trees. It's, wind farms, all of the above.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very
so
cool.
Some good stuff.
Very cool. We got some comments coming in here. Keep them coming. We got questions as well. I love an engaged audience. Hit that like button. Get in here. Catherine says, "Thank you, Ben. Realtors are always put in such a bad light." Yeah, I know. It's not your fault. I mean, it's just these Netflix people. Sarah's saying hi from Frisco. Niamh is the best.
Oh, hey, Sarah.
Let's see here. Janet's got questions. So we got questions here. Yeah. Janet Turner, shout out to Janet, our original super producer here on the show. Are you planting trees for each client that moves through your program?
It's a good question.
How does it work?
So the way it works right now is we have a number of our suppliers who are participating in this program. Started off as a pilot. We just did a couple house of good movers, corporate housing, destination service providers. And what they're doing is for every single order they receive from Altair, they're planting a tree through one of these forestries.
Wow.
This last year, we have actually brought on a number of more suppliers, and we're still doing that. And huge thank you to all of our suppliers who are partnering with us on this. What we also have under the Climate Positive program is if the relocating employee makes an environmentally conscious decision, those suppliers are making additional donations to Habitat for Humanity. So I'll give you an example.
Yeah, please. I'm trying to think of environmentally conscious decisions that these transferees make. Yeah.
And some of it is smaller items, and it almost have become the norm now. So an example for the house of good movers would be a virtual survey.
Yeah, so you don't have to drive out to your home,
saving on
spend all that gas. Sure.
Exactly. So because of that, the movers are paying it forward. They're able to get more surveys done in a day. They're not having to send someone out. As a way to pay it forward, they're making these additional contributions.
Yeah, I like that idea, especially because a virtual survey might cost them $50 to $85, but an in-person, sometimes they pay as much as $125, $150. So it makes economic sense and it makes environmental sense. Yeah. Trying to look for the word.
No, that's exactly right. And then other ones could be, for our corporate housing providers, if a relocating employee opts to stay in a LEED certified property. Alternatively, some of our auto carriers, is some things that they're already doing today. So they ask all people who are moving, make sure your fuel gauge is either less than a quarter of a tank full. That is going to reduce the weight of that automobile. So once it's on the truck and there's numerous autos on it, that's less fuel output going out to transport those autos cross country. So stuff like that we're saying is climate positive, and because of that, they're going to make additional donations.
So where did you get all these ideas from?
Patrick
here was out there in his garden. He was like, you know what would be good? Rather than me plant a tree, I'm running out of space here.
No, yeah, he definitely is the brains behind it all. But it also, very much aligns with everything that Altair stands behind. We've been working on our ESG journey for several years. And to your point before, which is we're aware that our supply chain is probably the biggest portion of CO2 output when it comes to the relocation industry. So it's definitely an area that we've been wanting to focus on.
I love it. Absolutely love it. We've got some more questions coming in. Keep those comments and questions coming. Hit that like button. We've got Niamh Columb here from Altair Global in studio live. We're going to be talking about some relo. Then we're going to get back to having some fun conversations about overrated, underrated, top fives. I've got my own top five coming as well that I'm going to give Niamh, and she's going to slap me upside the head probably as a self-respecting Brit. Where are you from originally?
So just outside of Manchester, it's a place called Wilmslow in Cheshire.
Oh, Wilmslow, yeah, sure.
No,
never.
No,
sorry. Oh, jeez. Lucy says, have you considered planting trees via drone technology to accelerate Patrick's slow pace? I don't know where that's coming from, Lucy. That was an odd shot you took there.
I'll give him a call straight after this. No.
Is there a way to accelerate reforestation, she says? How would that work?
That's very interesting. I mean, it's a great question, and definitely it would be great to write some of these down because we have great contacts at both One Tree Planted, who's the US-based forestry, and then Ecology, who's based in the UK. So we're constantly, on calls with them, looking at ways to increase this program. So I definitely want to know a little bit more about that.
I'm sure they have some best practices, but Lucy,
yeah.
that's like technology Johnny Appleseed there. We see technology putting people. We don't want to put Patrick out of a job though, Lucy. So let's think about ways that we can incorporate that. I love it. Good questions. Michael Hughes checking in here. Cliff Bierman checking in. We can measure our lumber usage and are working on initiatives so Cliff is with a third-party services provider that handles the crating and things like that of the marble tops and the whatever else people want to get created here. He's measuring lumber usage and working on initiatives to provide offset information. Cliff, would you be interested in some sort of a reforestation, whether Patrick does it or someone else does it? Let us know here in the comments. If you say something enough times, people are going to believe Patrick out there actually planting trees. God bless him.
Sorry, Patrick.
Nicole really from Cleveland is checking in here. We've got a language provider that has an idea here.
Oh, let's see.
Chelsea, not the football club. Don't worry. For language and intercultural training, we encourage virtual delivery rather than face-to-face, which makes a massive reduction in carbon output. How do you measure the effectiveness of the relocation service provided versus the environmental impact or savings?
So I think each individual network is going to have to independently manage that. So if you're a language training provider, you're a DSP, you're going to know, okay, how often are our people out driving cars? How often are they, taking any CO2 and, emitting that? It's very different when you look at like a house or good mover. That's a much larger portion of, what's going on, a lot of fuel output, especially if you've got air freight, sea freight, all of that. But I think it just narrows down into each individual network. And there's so many organizations now that can help you work on this. So through one of the other programs that I'll reference in a moment is, we're asking our suppliers to ensure that they're aligned with an organization that's helping them track their year-over-year CO2 output.
Well, and that's a really good point you make. And that's kind of at the heart of a lot of this. And Susie Chapman brings up the exact question there. And shout out to Susie. She's one of our more conscientious viewers and still hasn't turned us off yet. So she says, good stuff here. How are you measuring the impact of each improvement?
Of each improvement, specifically to planting trees or more in terms of
I think
CO2?
The improvements that they're driving, like what are KPIs perhaps, or what are how do you track it?
Yeah, so that's the second big portion of the
all right, let's roll. Look at me doing my job over here.
So we have recently rolled out a new supplier KPI program. It's a comprehensive scoring methodology that is now taking into consideration a number of additional factors. So of course, you're going to have customer experience, which is always going to be the huge and most important aspect of monitoring a supplier's performance. We're going to be looking at the client experience, so capacity, cost savings, but we are now adding ESG as a metric that we're scoring our suppliers on. So the way that we're doing that specifically is for ESG environmental. We want to see what suppliers are actually working with organizations that's helping them track that year-over-year CO2 output. So if you're a mover, are you working with the EPA Smart Way program? Are you ISO 14001 certified? If you're a DSP or a language cultural training company, are you working with like EcoVadis and able to start collecting your scope 1, 2, 3 data?
Okay.
So we want
what if you're like a recruiter? Like, are you going to tell me that I printed something out for this
I'm just
show?
pretending I can't see it.
You're gonna, it's clear. It's not really here. Don't tell Elizabeth. Okay. Yes. Yeah. No. Okay. So you have a scorecard.
Yes, we have dashboards, scorecards that we're rolling out to our suppliers. They'll now be able to see how they're performing in a number of areas, including ESG. What we do like about it is that it provides Altair with a holistic view of our suppliers' performance, but we're also able to influence some of our suppliers' behaviors in the ESG space. So as an example, let's say we're asking, have you got any social programs set up? Are you doing anything in the local community? If they haven't, we could link them up with, our great partners at Move for Hunger.
Sure. Love Move for Hunger. And you serve on the corporate advisory committee.
Yes,
for Move for Hunger.
That was a new transition, and I think it was November of last year. So
Patrick's like, get me off this. Here, Niamh, you got a new commitment here. I'm also on that with Niamh and Patrick. No, we love Move for Hunger, and got some cool truck pulls coming up. I think we had a truck pull last year here in Dallas.
We did, yes.
Yeah, and y'all have done some really cool stuff with Move for Hunger here locally as well.
And that's another reason I'm really excited to be back in the Frisco area, because the last 2 years I was away in Boston. So, could see a lot of this happening from afar. So now that I'm back, at headquarters, it'll be great to get a little bit more involved and in-person interaction with these.
Yes, and now you can come sweat in a parking lot for a couple hours. But you know what? But I tell you what, Altair, you guys were the heroes of the truck pull, okay? Not the police or the paramedics that showed up and pulled the trucks, but Altair came out with a tent and some ice cold beverages, and God bless you all, okay? Because if it wasn't for that, I mean, I don't know.
Shout out to Amy Fideli. I know she was.
Yes, shout out to Amy. Catherine was there as well. Love Catherine Cassie over there. We got Scott Chapman checking in here. Lucy, who had the drone question, actually has a great idea. Lucy says, first, sorry, Patrick. 2, I'd be glad to share a few names with you, as Relocate You is partnering with a few companies that reforest lands via drone. She says they can do 40,000 trees per day.
That's phenomenal. Yeah,
that's a lot of trees. Where are you doing this, Lucy? Like, where do they even have room for 40,000 trees? Is this a Christmas tree lot? I need more information, Lucy.
Please share it. That would be great to know.
Yeah, this is really great. Get in the comments here. Elizabeth's loving Amy's idea here. Very cool. Yeah, this is really, really great. So you got the scorecard stuff coming up here.
Yes.
And are you also revamping other KPIs as well for?
So this KPI we're doing across all of our networks. So it could be the House of Good Movers, Corporate Housing, DS. We are in the process of rolling them out officially. So hopefully by Q3, the majority of our suppliers will receive their first scorecard. They can see how they're performing and how they can improve in certain areas that we're now considering to be part of the supplier performance metric.
It seems like a really good time with volumes where they are right now to kind of sharpen the saw a little bit and say, how can we refine processes?
Right.
Because I'm sure, I don't know this for a fact, but I imagine the focus is a little bit less on developing new suppliers as much as maybe honing the processes you currently have.
Yeah, and I think, it definitely aligns with what Altair is wanting to do as an organization. We've taken ESG internally, and we're trying to figure out ways that we can, do better at what we're doing. But outside of that, we've seen through, quarterly business reviews, annual business reviews from our current clients that they have an interest in ESG. Can you tell us what your suppliers are doing in this space? And then even more so for prospective clients, when we're seeing RFP material, ESG questions are coming up more and more and more. So not only does it align with what we're doing as an organization, but we want to be able to better support what our client needs and requirements are. Yeah,
it almost becomes a differentiator from a business standpoint, a competitive advantage.
Absolutely, yes, yeah.
Love it. Mike Falia checking in here. He says, great to see you, Niamh.
Oh, good to see you, Mike.
People are congratulating one another on their cool ideas, which we love to see. That's the beauty of coming together like this. I want to get in and have a little bit of fun though. Okay. I promised the people top fives. I promised them underrated, overrateds. You know, I want to get into this a little bit and have some fun. You seem like you like to have fun. I like to have fun. The people like to have fun. Okay.
Let's do it.
Hit that like button. Get in the comments here. We're gonna do some top fives with you. That, oh gosh, Lucy has a real question. Okay, fine. We'll answer the real question, Lucy, and then we're gonna have some fun. I promise. So stay tuned here. Lucy says, "Do you see RFP questions more oriented towards certifications or real impact? Are they looking?" Yeah, I'm gonna rephrase this a little bit too. Okay. Instead of saying, "Tell us about your ESG initiatives," are they saying, "Show me your ISO this," or "Show me a certification from this place," or are they looking for more proof maybe than they used to?
The way I would answer that is, I think it's twofold. I think there is an element of what we're presenting to our clients, which is, you know, on behalf of your employees, these are the trees that are going into the ground because of your moves, and you know they made an environmentally conscious decision. This is where, you know, you've got additional donations and etc. The other side of it, however, is that they just want to know, in general, you know, do you have any green moves? Do you have anything that's, you know, what are suppliers doing a little bit differently in the ESG space? So we do have, you know, lots of our suppliers that are already starting this process. Of course, it's still a long way to go. You know, we need the correct infrastructure. There needs to be, you know, funds to help us, you know, cover some of this change. But I think, you know, our movers are already transitioning that way, whether it be blanket wrapping goods, it could be, you know, no idling anymore in their trucks, stuff like that. So they're starting that process. So I think from a client perspective, they just want to know right now, you know, where are you up to in terms of your supply chain? How diverse is it? How ready and well equipped is it to be, you know, more green solutions versus a complete green move?
Do you see more emphasis on the ESG in different regions around the world?
Yeah, I would say so. I think Europe is going to be the biggest driver. A lot of our European clients are very, very, very interested in ESG. Then probably followed by the Americas and then the APAC region. But, you know, saying that, we've had several clients in APAC who are getting more invested, but I'd say the Europe market.
Europe really does seem to lead on this, you know, kind of in the way that we saw the US, you know, kind of leading from, like, it felt like leading from a DE&I standpoint. I saw similarly across the pond, you know, Europe was leading from an ESG standpoint. So the conversation was DE&I here a few years ago. Across the pond was ESG very much, right? Yes. Really, really interesting. Let me ask you this. I would assume, and maybe this is a faulty assumption, that there's a bit of a cost to infusing your business processes with ESG initiatives, right? I mean, change costs typically. I mean, maybe not. Do you see, how would you characterize clients' willingness to absorb those costs? You know, like, what the trade-off there? Are they willing to pay for it?
I've heard different variations of this. So yes, it's always come down to, if a client, you know, is driving towards ESG green moves, there is going to be more financial impact behind that. However, I know Patrick recently said he was at the FEDI conference and ESG was a huge talking point, and that was in Edinburgh. And they were saying there that, you know, how do we, you know, present this, you know, a clean move versus potentially a dirty move, and they're actually making the dirty move more expensive. So the clean move could be potentially cheaper.
Because it also requires extra effort, it seems like, to go kind of out of your way a little bit. Just like it takes a little extra effort to put that in the recycling bin versus the rubbish bin.
Yeah, I think right now, and until, you know, there's potential legislation or something that's requiring suppliers or clients, you know, to actually move in that direction, I don't see it necessarily happening overnight. But there's definitely more of an interest. We're trying to move that way. It's just a little bit of a, you know, a harder process to get to.
Okay, we've got one more serious question, and then we're gonna have some fun. I promise you. Yes, Scott Chapman, I know you're here for the fun. Scott's also in was it Frisco or Plano? You got a brand new office over there. It's gorgeous, that new prime lending office. We got people saying love the initiatives. Thank you for sharing. Michael Hughes, how does addressing mental health and wellness for customers come into play with supply chain decisions? Essentially the services under the S in ESG. Mental health and wellness.
That's a great
That's
question.
a really interesting question.
It's an interesting one. I'd like to say the majority.
Glad that's your problem to solve, not mine. I'll tell you what.
Well, I would say when we look at what social programs our suppliers are working on, we're marking them in terms of, we just want to know that you're doing something. Now, whether that's in your local communities, whether that's food security, animal shelters, mental health, all of it would come under the social components. So we would 100% advocate for any of those kind of visions, whatever it is that they're working on.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right, let's have some fun. You want to have some fun?
Let's go for it.
All right, let's see. Where do we begin? We got some top fives here. We've got some Susie, I will get to your question at the end. We're gonna do top five here. We're gonna start. You know what? We're gonna start kind of easy. We're gonna start kind of easy. All right.
Yeah.
Super easy, right? Top five. Niamh's got a top five for us. Niamh's top five favorite TV shows. Okay, we talked a little bit about trash TV at the outset. Some people had some interesting interpretations. We appreciate you all. This is a very inclusive show. Okay, there are no bad ideas. Just put them in the comments. It all helps the algorithm. Okay. Niamh's top five TV shows. We're gonna go in reverse order. Number 5, Niamh has The Office.
Yes, the U.S. office.
The U.S. office.
U.S. specifically.
Frisco, not London.
Correct. My home country will not be happy with me, but yes.
Yes.
U.S. office all the way. Steve Carell is just brilliant.
Steve Carell or Chad Sterling?
What, as The Office?
I mean, sure.
Well, I guess I could see Chad Sterling not having a mug that actually says he's the best boss, but he probably is the best boss, versus Steve Carell having a mug that says he's the best boss. There you go.
Very good. Well stated. She's got senior leadership written all over her. Okay. Great choice out here. This is, The Office, U.S. Office. Yeah, I love The Office.
It's so good. Easy humor. You just put on any episode and you're laughing.
I wonder if the humor is as relatable as it was 4 years ago. We were all in office. We had this shared common experience.
True.
There's people who, not a lot, but there's some people who've never worked in an office.
Yeah, that's
and they're like, see, that's why I'm not coming in. So we just put my stapler in a Jello mold, or whatever. Or all these meetings I'm skipping because, it's like, does it give it a bad name? Like, does it contribute to like the meme that is office environments?
I don't think so. I think, at least the way I watched it, is that I don't think I've personally experienced that level of ever working in an office environment. So I would say it's a good release, and you can associate with some stuff that you see in the office, but it's not like for like.
Yeah, very cool. Interesting. So The Office is a great one. Put in the comments. Let us know what you think here. Cliff said that's what she said. Yes, that is a classic one. Let's go. Number 4, Game of Thrones.
Oh yes, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, saying that, I never thought I'd be someone who'd watch anything about dragons or any of that, but it was addictive. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
A lot heavier than The Office, but
it's a different environment. Yes, totally.
Definitely.
We got people saying I've only watched The Office once or twice. Janet,
really?
From her home office in Orlando. Her office situation will be a little different. Her and Martin hanging out, making pizzas 3 PM. Lovely.
Nice.
Mike Falia says The Office could not be filmed in today's world. Unfortunately, not PC enough. Love that show. Yeah, they went far with some of the jokes.
Oh yeah. Well, it was going on for how many years?
I think they got away with it though, because the premise of the show was that it was a documentary about an office. And so it's like it's a satire.
Yes.
So you're not actually making the joke, you're making a joke about people that make jokes like that.
Right.
And I think that's a nifty little differentiator.
A tool that they managed to use quite well. But I agree with you. I don't think it would probably go down as well in the current market.
Janet and I have something in common.
Okay.
Janet says never watched Game of Thrones.
Wait, you've not? You've not even tried an episode?
I've like, okay, I've
you have to have tried an episode.
I snacked on one. My father, who was like an ordained minister, by the way, he was in it. They were watching it, and I was over there.
Okay.
And meanwhile, these are the people that would shut The Simpsons off if I watched it as a child. But now all of a sudden we've got whatever going on here, and so now it's like super uncomfortable. It's like middle of the afternoon. You know, everybody's sober, and we're watching Game of Thrones with my stepmother and my ordained minister father. So I've got one eye on that.
Yeah.
You know,
that could be an intense situation.
Yeah. So no, not really. Ever really watched it.
No, I liked it. I thought
Am
it
I
was very
crazy?
good.
Am I weird? I think I'm weird.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's you either love it or you just never really tried it.
Yeah, we got some people here rooting for. House of the Dragon season 2 has arrived.
I saw that. I've watched season 1, but not season 2.
Yeah, people are loving Game of Thrones. Joe loves it. Awesome. Get in the comments. Let us know what you think about it. Next one up, number 3, Schitt's Creek.
Oh, that's brilliant. Have you watched it? Please tell me you watched that one.
My wife watches it, which means I watch it.
It's so good.
I like it. It's just painful sometimes. I don't like when people in the shows can't help themselves.
Okay.
Like you have these characters who, like Eugene Levy. It's funny, but Eugene Levy is like supposed to be this like mega wealthy person who has this fall from grace. Yes. Now they're living in this crappy motel and they can't seem to get themselves out of it. And it to me, I'm like, why can't you do whatever you did before and just do that again?
But that wouldn't make it the funny show that it is.
Fair. But I just can't suspend. And you know what else I hate about it? Okay, I like the show and I love his son.
Yes. Yeah.
His son is freaking hilarious.
Phenomenal. He's got the best facial reactions that you could ever
so
see.
Good. So good. He's spectacular. But I can't stand the is it the guy that the proprietor of the hotel? The blonde guy?
Oh yeah.
He's disgusting. And every character he's ever played in his entire life has been disgusting.
Yeah.
He was the little guy with the small hand.
Oh yeah.
You know, and different stuff. He's always disgusting by design. That I can't stomach that guy.
That's the whole point, because you've got then the dad who's like, I literally would never in a typical world speak to this person.
Right.
And yet now they're having dinner together and it's just the
painful
juxtaposition of
painful.
What your life was. So now, but it's so good. It's wholesome. It's funny.
Is it wholesome?
I think I watched it just after COVID or during COVID, and it was just the perfect release of laughter. You know, when you had a stressful day, you don't know what's going on in the world. It was just the right level of entertainment.
People are loving Schitt's Creek. Nicole Barilli,
yeah.
Janet Turner. We finally found Janet Turner's show here. Mike Falia says Schitt's Creek is up there.
Oh, it is. It is. And there's one more I'm thinking of now that I didn't have on my list that I should have added.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Let us know what we've missed. Nicole Barilli, thank you. Stats and information. She says Chris Elliott is the name of the actor that I can't stand. Tag him, please, so he knows.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's awful, and I'm usually so supportive. Schitt's Creek's right up there with Friends and Seinfeld. Mike Falia says one of the best sitcoms ever. Yes. Ew, David. Ew, David.
That's my American accent for you, though.
I love it. Very good. All right, let's keep it moving here. What else we got? Number 2, Friends.
Oh yeah. Please tell me you like Friends.
I have a theory.
Oh gosh.
I have a lot of theories.
Oh,
it's a good thing I have a show. Otherwise, I'd have nobody to listen to it. I have a theory that you're either a Friends person or a Seinfeld person.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, because they're kind of similar time frames. Seinfeld's a smidge earlier.
Yeah, I didn't watch much of it. I've watched it more recently. I think it's hilarious, but Friends camp.
Friends person.
Yeah.
I also Friends is slightly later than Seinfeld. So I think there's some age thing there, like what it meant to you in your time frame. Mike Falia put them in the same sentence together. So Mike, I got to ask you, are you a Friends person or a Seinfeld person?
Pick one.
You got to pick. Put it in here. Cliff Bierman says, no, I'm both. You know what? You can't be both. Sorry, buddy. You can't be both. If you're both, you're neither. You got 2 starting quarterbacks. You got no starting quarterbacks. Okay, you can't be both. Jillian, I agree with that theory, Ben. I am a Friends person. You know how hard it is to get Jillian to agree with me? Honestly, this show is a raging success right here. Thank you, Jillian. Must see TV on Thursday. Yes, put it in the comments. I want to know what do you love about Friends?
Just you can put on any episode at any time and you'll just laugh. I think it's one of those ones that, similar to what you were saying about Seinfeld, is like I felt like I grew up with it, so it just feels like it was part of your life at different stages.
Yeah.
And then when you just like put an episode back on, you're back to where it all was. And it's just easy humor.
You know what? This is great. This is really pissing people off. Charles Beatty says, I'm both, but I prefer Seinfeld. You know, and that's fine. You could say I like both. It's just like your kids, right? You can love both of them, but you have a favorite. Let's be honest, okay? Susie says, as a New Yorker, I say you can be both. Well, Susie's job is to disagree with me in life in general, but we still love each other. I say Friends isn't even a New York show. I know it's supposed to be in New York, but it doesn't take place in New York. Don't they all have cars? And Central Perk's not a real place. Look at the square footage on that place. Monk's was real. Central Perk is a sprawling, massive, open concept coffee shop that could never possibly exist. Had more square footage than FAO Schwartz, and that went out of business. So give me a break, Susie. I love you so much. Mike Falia says, both. If I had to pick, it'd be Friends. My wife and I watch it every night before we go to bed. Such good writing. Well, if you watch Seinfeld, you'd stay up, Mike. Okay, that's why she puts Friends on. My wife puts Philadelphia Story on. It's black and white movie. Get out of here. Love you, Mike. Janet Turner says Seinfeld. Thank you, Janet. I only accept the answers that I agree with, by the way. If you don't understand how this works there. Worlds are colliding, Ben. Yes, it's Bizarro, Jerry. Yes, Cliff. Thank you. You rest my case. Good answer, though. Friends we accept. We like Friends. Jana Chesnowski on the team. We love Jana. She's a big Friends person. We have a lot of Friends people on our team. We don't exclude them. They're still cool with us. Friends, one of our meeting rooms is called Central Perk, Lucy says.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay, cool.
I like that.
Sounds cool. Number one is Peaky Blinders. That was I don't know what I was doing there.
That was a fairly decent Birmingham accent.
Birmingham. Okay. Birmingham.
Oh, by far, best TV show ever.
I just binged this recently.
You did?
Yeah.
Please tell me you liked it.
I loved it.
Oh,
I started watching it multiple times and I couldn't because the thick Cockney accents. And it was also very dark.
Very dark.
So like unless you have quality AV, you're not picking up on. So when I got into subtitles and drinking a lot of whiskey, I loved it. I drank so much whiskey.
You wanted to become one of them?
I did. That's when you start becoming delusional and you start seeing yourself in the show. So much whiskey, hours, because it's hours. They're hour-long episodes.
Oh, they're phenomenal. So I think it's like 6 episodes a season, but the production, the music in it is just
storytelling, high quality.
Brilliant. But I would agree with you. I know I can hear the Birmingham accent. You know, I've got lots of friends from Birmingham. But when I came over to the US, I had lots of my US friends. I said, you've got to watch this. And that was the trick. We had to put subtitles on because it gets lost on you.
Yeah.
You've got some strong, Northern Irish accents. You've got you've got a good variety.
Yes. And all the, oh gosh, what are they called? They're all you like Dags? They're all they're all the gypsies.
The gypsies.
Gypsies. Yeah, they're all gypsies. I tried to pull out a word association from the movie Snatch, right? The Guy Ritchie film. And he's like, you like Dags because they went to the gypsies. He's like, you like Dags? I like caravans better. And anyway, sorry. If anybody out there sees Snatch, we love it. Mike Falia says Peaky Blinders is coming out with a movie.
They are.
When's that dropping?
So excited. I don't actually know. I know this. I believe they were either starting production or at least Cillian Murphy agreed to definitely be an.
Honestly, you have Cillian Murphy. That's all you need from that show. That's all you need. Awesome. Okay, we had a lot of fun with this. I promised you a good time. Well, guess what? We've got 2 more segments coming. Okay, 2 more segments. Now I'm going to do my top 5.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, I don't ever do a top 5, but I'm going to do my top 5. Adam, what's my top 5? Top 5 British terms. I just started traveling internationally a few years ago. Once I started Glomo, I had the opportunity to go to London quite a bit. And say quite a bit, a few times. It's a lot for me, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm American. I barely got a passport, okay? And so I go over there, and fortunately, they liked me, I think.
Okay.
But I learned a lot of terms in the meantime that made me think maybe they don't like me.
Do tell.
And you're gonna help me understand what these terms mean.
Okay.
So if you've been to London, you might relate to this, or someone might have said this to you, and you thought it was a good thing, and maybe it wasn't. So what's number 5, Adam? Interesting. Don't we all aspire to be interesting? Why is that bad?
You want me to say what it actually means?
Yeah. What are people really telling me when they tell me I'm interesting like 5 times in a row?
It couldn't be more boring.
Couldn't be more boring.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. This whole time I thought I was killing it. Smashing.
People think I'm interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, if I go interesting, interesting, it means I'm already zoned out. I've zoned out. I'm just saying it as a filler word.
And everybody knows this over there.
I'd say so.
Except me.
And maybe other Americans, that would go over. I mean, it's a very English thing to say.
This is like your revenge for what we did to you in the 1700s. I feel like you're still kind of poking us a little bit there.
You know what it is? It's a genius way of doing it.
Yeah, just little pokes. Oh, you want to separate from the empire. Interesting. Go on, Benjamin Franklin. Go on. Okay, awesome. All right, interesting. Anyone hear about that? Get in the comments. What is your favorite British term if you've been over to the motherland over there? Let us know. Put it in the comments here. All right, number 4, slagging off. This sounded dirty, to be honest. What does it actually mean?
It means someone's talking about you behind your back.
Checks out.
What context was someone telling you this?
I think they were talking about maybe I was being insulted. Maybe it was something I said, or somebody said something, or maybe they said interesting 5 times and I was relaying it to my friend and the other slagging you off.
Yeah, they're talking about you badly.
Yeah,
it's not nice.
Slagging me off. What is it actually? What is slagging? Like, I never even heard that verb.
It's a rude word. I don't know if you want me to say it.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, we all have careers here. We're trying to preserve. Okay. Very good. Yeah, I mean, I thought it sounded like a dirty thing. Okay, so they're talking rudely about me. They're slagging off. I heard somebody say it recently in some context, in some business context. They were, and I actually knew what it meant. So, okay. Good. We got people coming in here. Put your favorite British terms in the comments, and we'll get to those. Number 3. Taking the piss. I heard this a lot.
Yeah, I said this a lot.
Yeah.
And I still say it a lot.
Yeah.
So much so when I first came over and I said it, people were like, do you need to go to the restroom?
The loo?
The loo?
Yes.
So yeah, just you're having a laugh. You're having a laugh.
Are you making a joke?
Yeah.
You're making a joke? So I take the piss quite a bit when I'm over there.
Yeah.
Never in a loo. I always just I make jokes. I'm always being sarcastic. Yeah. Somebody told me sarcasm is the lowest form of humor. Mm-hmm. And I said, interesting.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. And so,
That's very good.
Thank you very much. And okay, taking the piss. All right. Well, that one took me a while to wrap my head around. Yes, but is it okay to take the piss with people?
Absolutely.
As long as you admit that when they ask you, when they're confronting you about it, you have to admit that you're doing it.
Yeah, like you can do it in like a humorous way. You could also be doing it to just actually annoy someone.
Yeah.
But usually it's from the humor way. Like,
when does taking the piss cross the line into slagging off?
I think it's different. I think slagging off is someone talking about you behind your back. Like I would say to your face, "Are you taking the piss? Like, are you having a laugh? Like, what are you doing?" Like,
right. Whereas slagging off is like almost like rude intentions. Like I'm doing this maliciously.
Yeah.
Very good.
Sorry that you had that association with England.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I made it back. It was fine. I'd go back again. I like them a lot. Number 2, cheeky. Yeah, my favorite usage of this word was.
Go ahead.
I want to go to the pub and and grab a cheeky pint.
Yeah.
A cheeky pint, mm-hmm. like a little on the low pint, like a little undercover pint.
Oh, absolutely. Or it'd be like, do you want to get drinks after work? Cheeky.
Cheeky. Cheeky. Does that mean like it's naughty? Like we should go home and be good people, get a good night's rest.
But it's also like I'm 100% advocating behind your decision. Like
I'm with you.
But
we're cheeky together.
Yes.
I'm cheeky. Very good. Okay, so it's an affirmation. So cheeky is usually it's good to be cheeky.
I would say so. At least I think so.
Yeah. So cheeky is like but good.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you would say it to young like children as they're growing up. Oh, don't be cheeky. And
don't be cheeky. And then when you get older, be cheeky. Okay. Very good. All right. Number 1. We'll have to do this again soon. What do they really mean?
I'm probably not seeing you until next year. It's a go-to sentence after you've gone for dinner with someone, after you've, gone for drinks. You'll say, "Oh, we'll have to go for drinks again soon." Well, I'll have to see you again soon. And it's just a way to end the conversation politely, but there's no intention of doing anything anytime soon.
And this is widely understood over there. This is customary.
So. I would say so. I mean, you're still going to have people that genuinely mean it, and you will go for drinks.
They're Americans.
Probably. No, I'm joking.
They're foreigners. They're expats.
No, I guess, yeah. It's a common term that people do.
Yeah. Okay.
We say one thing and mean the other.
So now what's funny is it's known over there. However, I feel like inadvertently we say it a lot, and then it just happens that way that we don't ever reconnect with somebody. But in the moment, we intended to do it again. We had a nice time.
You had good intentions behind saying it.
No. Yeah. So when I have lunch with Catherine Cassidy, and she said, "Oh, we should do this again soon." Is she doing it in the U.S. or in the UK?
She's been over in the U.S. long enough to
she means it.
She means it.
Thank you, Catherine. Let's do it again soon. I look forward to it. It was lovely. Very interesting conversation. No, I love Catherine so much. She's gonna kill me. Okay. Anyway, let's see what people have to say here. People are saying things like pavement pizza. What's that?
Pavement pizza. Oh, I've never heard that.
Is that when you just drop it and eat it after 5 seconds or 3 seconds?
No, I've not heard of that. I saw smashing before. I like smashing.
Michael Hughes says it's like, "I'd love to have you over sometime." Haha. And they don't mean it at all. Like that's something you would say to a coworker.
Yeah.
Like, I'll have you over.
We'll have you over for dinner.
Like I told Jill, she's moving into her new place, getting all her new furniture. I'm like, yeah, she's like, yeah, I'll have you over sometime. Does not mean it whatsoever. Absolutely doesn't mean it. Scott Chapman, Krusty Dragon.
Never heard of that one.
Scott, you got to start putting some definitions in here. You're too British.
I don't know those.
Sammy says rubbish.
Rubbish. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I often ask, where's the rubbish bin? And people just look at me. Huh? Yeah. Oh, sorry, the trash can.
The trash can. She put a twang on it. I love it. Is twang like Cockney kind of? Is it like our little
it could be, yeah,
mispronunciation?
Could be.
Okay. What about Janet says, "Do you have a rubber?" What are you talking about, Janet? That was one time, Janet. Maybe I'm showing my age, she says. What does it mean?
So it would be when you're in school, you'd have a pencil. And if you wanted, instead of an eraser, we call it a rubber.
I see. Yeah. People don't use pencils anymore. Very good. Very good, Janet. I love it. We have a smashing here.
I like smashing.
What does smashing mean?
Brilliant.
Smashing.
Yeah, smashing, belting. It's all
belting.
Belting, yeah. It all just means great. Brilliant.
Love it.
Yeah.
As a Frenchie living in London for 17 years now, I had to learn the hard way what interesting meant. 17 years in this whole time.
Well, I can tell you the reverse of what I went through when I came to Texas was I had so many people bless my heart. And I thought everyone was so sweet.
Oh, yeah.
And then I eventually found out, I was like, oh, no, that's very sarcastic of like, oh, bless her heart.
Bless her heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I say bless you to people and I mean it. Like, oh, I'm going through, oh, or no, somebody does something nice for me. If I'm dying over here and I'm like, "Can I get a water, please?" And like Annie brings me a water, I'm like, bless you. Thank you.
That's a genuine.
Yeah,
but bless her heart.
That if I say, "Annie, can I get some water?" And she's like, "I don't know where the sink is." Bless her heart. Bless her heart.
Yeah, I was blessed a lot when I first arrived.
That's great. Let's see. Cliff says Wallace and Gromit not on the favorite TV shows.
Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace and
Have you heard
Gromit.
of Wallace and Gromit?
No. I say Gromit. I didn't even pronounce it correctly.
Yeah, no, it's like a classic. It's like it was a TV show that was, and movies, so and they were almost made out of like, what were they made out of?
Clay, like claymation.
Yes, yeah, it was. But it was brilliant. It was a huge hit back in England.
Hit like on your favorite comment that you have seen here. What is your favorite? Annie's chiming in. She gets it. Haha. Love it, Annie. Hit your favorite term. I want you to like it. Whichever one somebody threw out, even if you don't know what pavement pizza means. I was going to say sidewalk pizza. Pavement pizza. All right, y'all. You have hung in there. Everyone's favorite segment is coming up now. Annie says Wallace and Gromit was the best. When did you see Wallace and Gromit? Annie, You shock me sometimes. Okay, smashing. Let's move on. Last one. Overrated, underrated. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You're ready. Do you know how to play the game?
You're going to ask me, and I'm just going to say if it's over or under?
Yeah, and those are your only two options.
Okay. Yeah.
Just don't editorialize. Okay.
Understood.
It's not the time for creativity. And two, I will tell you if you are correct.
Okay. Let's go for it. Oh gosh.
It's an absurd premise, but it's my show, so we're gonna do it. All right, here we go. Let's go. Overrated, underrated. First one up, light beer.
Overrated.
Ooh.
Absolutely overrated.
Wow.
I'd rather just a proper beer that tastes of something.
Really?
Oh yeah, light beer. It's just like gone off sparkling water.
Wow.
Sorry.
I love this take. As a person who's drinking hundreds of light beers in my day, you know.
Would you prefer the taste of a proper beer?
Put it in the comments. Are you a light beer drinker? Yes or no? If you're a best light beer, put best light beer in the comments right now. What is the best light beer in the comments? A lot of people have like their go-tos, like, oh, I'm a Miller Lite guy, I'm a Bud Light, I'm a Mick Ultra. You people should just stop drinking. Put it in there. Some people might say Heineken. That's my favorite light. Heineken Light is actually pretty decent. Beth, what's your favorite light beer?
I don't have a favorite.
You just swear them all off.
I would just rather drink a beer.
I understand.
Yeah.
Shiner Light. You had a good shot. No, Heineken Light's decent. Put it. Let's see here. Niamh, proper pints. Yes. Best light beer, Aquafina or Dasani. Clever. I see what you did there. Smashing, Cliff. Brilliant. The beerman loves this answer. That's great. Okay. Proper beer then. What proper beer are we having?
Well, if in Texas, my favorite would be like a Dallas Blonde.
Yeah, sure.
Any form of ale, IPA.
Yeah. And it's light in color.
Light in color, but hoppy, it's flavorsome. You're getting,
Yeah, it packs a punch. Light beer drinkers out there, unite in the comments. Sammy says Coors Light. Typical. Trish says Corona Light. Not bad, actually. Not bad.
I like Corona. A regular Corona with a lime. That's lighter, but it's not the Corona Light.
Pilsner IPA for me, says Sammy. Backtracking, backpedaling. I see you, buddy. I see you. He's new at the office there, Sammy. We like Sammy. All right, you know what? You are correct. Light beer is overrated. Are you a seltzer person?
Not really.
You just proper beers.
Yeah.
I like it. Cheeky. All right, let's go on. You're 1-0. Let's go. Number 2. Work happy hours, overrated or underrated?
Underrated. Absolutely.
Bless you. Yes.
They are. I know.
Yes.
When I first moved to the US, I didn't know many people, and obviously I started at Altair.
Yeah.
So it was a great way to just kind of have fun after work on a Friday.
Yes.
Also, great company to do
Tuesday
socials.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We would celebrate St. Patrick's Day, Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, or Tuesday.
It's just a great way to unwind after the day. So 100% they're underrated.
I feel like this is one of those things that has really just one of the things that we lost that hasn't really come back. Right. Even though I have a young office, people don't have a ton of commitments. When I say ton of commitments, code for kids, right? Let's be honest, kids. But it's kind of hard to pull a happy hour off.
Yes. Yeah.
You got to leave at 3 p.m. for people to be like, all right, fine, I guess I'm still on the clock. I'll go. It was mandatory. I'll go. I was like, zero discretionary time devoted to happy hours.
Oh no, it's a shame. They definitely should, because it's a good way to actually hang out outside of work and just kind of have a bit of fun. I
got to tell you, early in my career, my 20s, I feel like we solved a lot of problems at happy. We created others.
Yes. Oh yeah.
But we really, over a proper pint, you can really, you can get creative about these issues and say stuff that maybe you were kind of holding back for a while. And you're like, you don't wash the dishes. No, not like that. Maybe we should try this approach.
Let's try something different.
Let's try a different approach. Yes. Yes.
Oh, bless you. No, I think they're great.
Bless me. Now I'm blessed. We're all blessed here. All right, here we go. All right, next one up. You're 2 for 2 right now. Next one, The Office UK edition.
Overrated.
Wow. Are people watching this from the UK? Usually we have Richard Majewski chime in here.
No,
We have
I'm so sorry.
Does anyone agree with the UK or US? Which office was better? The original in the UK with Ricky Gervais. I don't know any other actors from it. Anybody else
only
famous
watched like
from
a
there?
couple episodes.
Or because there were some famous people that came out of the US one, some big time actors.
Yeah.
Or the US version. Which was the better office, UK or US? Put it in there. I'd love to know. You know, I haven't watched many of these.
Of either US or UK?
Oh no, US. I feel like I've seen almost all the episodes. The UK, I've not.
I just couldn't get into it. It wasn't nearly, to me anyway. I think I just love Steve Carell as an actor.
Which one did you watch?
I wasn't as keen on.
He was kind of a jerk too.
Yeah, so that's I think probably what's tainted it. But
which one did you watch first?
The UK, I tried to watch first.
Really? And gave up on it, and then someone turned you onto the US one, and you're like, oh, this I can watch.
Yes. And then I did go back after to try and rewatch the UK one, and still couldn't. I mean, maybe I will again, but it just wasn't.
Let me ask you, because I'm always theorizing.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, had you worked in an office yourself when you first watched the UK office?
I guess technically no. No, I hadn't.
Maybe the timing just wasn't right.
That's probably true, actually.
Maybe it was like your Seinfeld.
That's a good point. I'd go back and try it again.
I don't know. Maybe it's too late, because now you're anchored to the US is going to be your standard.
And I've watched that back to back at least twice. So
yeah,
like, that's the dedication.
Yeah, see, that's going to be tough to beat. Favorite character from The Office, US version?
Oh, it'd have to be Dwight.
Dwight, yeah, he's nuts. He's crazy.
False.
Who is the Dwight of Altair?
I don't know. Probably me.
That is the only safe answer, by the way. You're good. That was a very unfair question to ask you, and you took that bullet for the team. Leadership qualities over here. She took the bullet. I shot, and she and like jumped in front of that bullet. You're good. You're good. Wow. All right. I can't get anything past you. Okay. 3 for 3 out here. You're correct on this one as well. Next one up. Popcorn, overrated or underrated?
Overrated.
Interesting.
Might be controversial.
Do you know who you're ticking off a lot of people out here? Because I feel like there's a strong overlap between the light beer crowd and the popcorn crowd. So you're really not making. Yeah, they're like eating it together, drinking, eating it. It's like that's dinner for somebody out there. All right, popcorn, overrated, underrated. Put it in the comments. What do you think? I'm going to let the crowd vote on this one. If we get any votes, hit that like button. Popcorn, overrated or underrated? We got a bunch of people still watching here. Put it in the comments. Popcorn, overrated, underrated? I want to know. Make your case. Persuade the people.
It's nice. Just goes everywhere.
It's nice.
You end up wearing half of it before you've eaten it. So
you wear it, but it's not like a dirty wear. It's not like I need to get this laundered now. It's like I'm going to pick it off and throw it at somebody I don't like.
So that's to me why it's overrated, because it's just a pain.
It's messy.
It's messy.
You
go to the movies, you stand up after, and it just drops everywhere.
Okay, I'm with you on the mess factor, but everything's messy for me. I got a lot of space between where the food was and where it's going, so I'm always making a mess. If you eat with me, you'll see me put a napkin here. It's very bad. But anyway, I have another reason to hate popcorn.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with the dentist, which I saw last week. It is bland in its natural state, and you have to do ungodly things to it to get it to the point where it's actually delicious.
Yeah, like your sugar and butter and salt.
Yes.
Yeah,
it takes a lot to get it somewhere.
Yeah, but I also think that getting stuck in your teeth is not fun either.
No, it's not. It's not fun. So you know what? I'm going to give this one to you. You are 4 for 4. Wow, you're on no pressure now. Do you feel the pressure?
I do. I'll need a proper beer after this.
Proper pints. That's it. Proper pints. Well, luckily we have a Shiner, which I think is decent. Have you had Shiner?
I've had regular Shiner, yes.
Good, yeah. Yes. Regular Shiner. Wow, she's
beer.
Tough. All right, let's go. Last one up. Footy, soccer.
The real football.
The real football.
Underrated.
Underrated.
At least in the US.
Is it possible? Okay, in the
US. Because it's probably one of the most played sports in the world, but in the US specifically, you've just got so many huge sports over here that I feel like soccer, football gets kind of pushed aside.
I have follow-up questions.
Oh, go ahead.
Have you been to a professional soccer match here in the United States with MLS teams?
I have. I've gone to FC Dallas at least 5 times.
Okay, so I'm an FC Dallas season ticket holder.
No
Yes,
way!
yes,
Oh, I love it.
DTID. Yes, I am. Okay. I'll give you tickets sometime. We actually have tickets for tomorrow night's game.
Oh wow.
It's hot as hell. Sorry.
Yeah, great stadium though. I love the stadium.
Yeah, it's fun, and they got the Hall of Fame upstairs too.
Oh, that's just been built, hasn't it?
A couple years, yeah. And then my tickets come with free food and beer.
Real beer though?
Budweiser. Bud Heavy.
Okay, come work with that's not Bud Light, right?
No, they have Tecate Light and Bud Heavy. Those are the free beer options. And you're not gonna like this at all.
Oh,
popcorn. And hot dogs. I don't know how you feel about hot dogs.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. All right, gotcha. Cool. Yes, we will go to a game. We'll
That'll be fabulous.
Yeah, it'll be great. My wife and your significant other, and we'll go and we'll have fun and sweat and drink too much Budweiser. It's the only time all year I drink Budweiser sort of at this game. I'll tell you what. All right, my second question: if not soccer, what is your favorite sport?
In the U.S.?
Yes.
It would be American football.
Proper football.
Yeah,
Got
but
it.
college football specifically.
College.
Yeah.
I heard that American accent come out. College.
You know, a lot of my friends say there's certain U.S. words that I say that makes me sound American.
But it's because you don't say college over there, do you?
Not really, no.
It's university.
Yeah. The other word I say apparently very Americanized is Dallas. I'll go Dallas.
Again, nobody talks about Dallas over there. So it's like
I guess it's the American words.
Words only said here.
So yeah.
College and Dallas.
College.
You don't even know how to say it with an English accent. Very good. Who's your college football team?
Michigan. University of Michigan.
Wow. Very interesting. So I lived in Michigan for 5 years before moving to Texas.
Okay.
Surrounded by Michigan fans. I saw two Michigan games at the Big House.
Oh, yeah, it's brilliant.
Why did you become a Michigan fan?
So I was actually born in Ann Arbor, Michigan, at the university.
Twist?
Hospital. Yeah.
Okay.
My parents came out on an assignment for a year and a half and happened to have me while they were over.
Wow.
So I only lived in the US for 8 months, and then they went back to England. I was brought up, high school, university.
So do you have dual citizenship?
I do.
Wow, cheeky.
Yeah. Cheeky indeed.
Very nice. Yeah, I lived very close to Ann Arbor. I lived in South Lyon. Very close.
I went back for the first time since being a baby a couple of years ago with my parents. Saw where we grew up, and then went last year with my husband to go watch the game.
Were they working at the university or affiliated?
Yes, my dad was working at the University of Michigan Hospital.
Oh, wow. Oh, nice.
Pretty nice.
I had my second son in that area, not in Michigan Hospital, but in Michigan. My second son's in Michigan. So every member of my family is born in a different state.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah. I don't know if states mean anything over there, but would you say that?
You do. Yeah, you have. And you've got like a lot of allegiances to where you're from in England.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so small, but like you could drive 30 minutes, completely different accent, completely different, from
Birmingham to Manchester
to Liverpool to Newcastle.
Forget about it. A lot of fights. Annie's saying SEC football is better than Big Ten football or Big whatever nowadays. Yeah. Did Michigan win it all this year?
We sure did.
We sure did. She says, "Hey, I'll give it to you. Born it." Well, congratulations. It's been a long time because when I was up there, they couldn't even beat Ohio State. So
no. Yeah, it's been a journey.
Very fun. This has been a lot of fun. Hit that like button one more time. Give Niamh a virtual round of applause. The green hands are my favorite. Give her a round of applause. Niamh, why don't you leave us with we talked about a lot of stuff. Leave us maybe just with a closing thought, something you've been thinking about lately.
In the relocation space?
Hey, we go off script. Whatever's clever.
Anything. I just say, I guess, you noted there was a couple of suppliers on. I'd say, working in supplier partnerships is definitely something that I've loved doing for the past 3 years. It's great to work with so many, great people who are very passionate about the industry. And especially, working on mutual goals, whether it's what we're working on as an organization, what they're trying to move towards. So just a huge thank you to all our suppliers that, partner with Altair on these initiatives. And, we're looking forward to rolling out these KPI programs over the next coming months. So
awesome.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Very cool. Well, shout out to all my friends at Altair Global. Elizabeth Stewart, thanks for watching. Shout out to Chad and Catherine, all the great people. Laura Gayton's over there. She's awesome. You got some really good team members over there.
We really do.
Yeah, and I love visiting your office because it's so cool and it looks like the star and it's really awesome. Yeah, it's great. Super cool, very cool. We got to get over there soon. Actually, I wanted to have an ice cream party over there. Okay. I have a friend that has this New Zealand style ice cream.
Oh wow!
It's like an ice cream, icy, fresh fruit ice cream, like not a lot of added sugar and stuff. Probably tastes terrible. Interesting, she says. Well, I guess she doesn't want to have ice cream. Thank you, everybody, for showing up today. Thank you, Niamh Columb from Altair Global, for insulting me to my face, slagging me off on my own show. No, this has been a lot of fun.
We'll have to do this again sometime soon.
Oh, won't we? Thanks, everybody. Take care. Thanks, Niamh.